Hey, what's up? Are you ready to do some more coding? We need to get on with one up. There's still a whole bunch of bugs. In fact, far too many. And we need to just start eliminating more of those ones one by one. And that's what we're doing today. More testing, more bug elimination, preparing to launch this thing. And the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to install the latest version of it. We've just made a fresh build of that one, so we need to exit the previous versions. Copy this one into the applications directory, and let me just check here. I do think there's one more here we're running. Okay, let's quit that one as well. Okay. So let's do this. So this is one of the things we need to work on as well. It's the startup sequence. As you saw, there was a lot of flickering and there was a lot of windows coming up. This is something that I want to get really smooth at some point. It's not the highest of priorities, but let's see, let's resume as is. And what workspace are we on? I think make local provider work. Question is, does it actually work? I don't know. We haven't tested this. So these cards that we are having are linking directly to our linear tickets. Oh, wait, why can't I bring this one forward? Let's just try to bring up this one and see if we fixed. All right, we have a secondary instance up running here. Let's just bring that in here so we can see what we're doing. So what we were testing yesterday was our local server. We need to start that one again. I shut it off because it was basically destroying my computer's performance. We're going to put it up again because we need this to work. And let's bring up the settings window. Here we're going to choose the local model. I've changed the port because... Oh no, I haven't changed the port. Interesting. I thought I'd changed the port. And where did the settings go? That one is right here. Security, let's copy that key and get going. So yesterday, whenever... Why is this one already saying checking? I haven't asked it to check anything. So this is exactly the issue that we hit yesterday. So this one is just saying checking. And when we are running the model, actually what happens is this. Let's see if it works. Oh, wait. It'll just be standing there thinking and not... Oh, wait, we actually got some feedback this time. This is new. Okay. Let's just see what that says. The model could not be reached. Provider, bad request. Rejected prompt. What the hell? Why would it do that? Okay, well, this is good news. So at least it responds and it doesn't reject our API key. Okay, let's see. So it wants us to do some settings updates. Prefill would require... You know what, let's just get a smaller model while we are building this out, because I feel like this is going to be my excuse for buying a new computer at some point. I desperately want to run these models locally. So let's open up the dashboard and find a... Oh, yeah. So let me bring that down here. Okay, so we're going to go to Hugging Face and find another model. When 3.8 small, let's see if we can find something like that. Hugging Face. This doesn't look like the small one. This actually looks like the full real thing. Maybe if you take something with a quantization, we get down in size. Let's have a look at the files here. Yeah, 13 gigabytes. I can do that. I can definitely do that. That does mean that the model is most likely going to be garbage. I wonder what is... We have 8-bit quantization. Speed optimized. What does this look like? That is 18 gigabytes. Let's go with that. That's smaller than what we have. So I feel like that we might actually have a chance at running. And let's go to... Where did the download section go? Models, downloader. Let's just do this. So that's now scheduled for being downloaded. And yes, it's 19 gigabytes, so it's less than half the size of the other one. Hopefully that will not fill out our memory. And then let's go back to our... No, I don't want to do that. But I do... Okay, that one's actually only 30 gigabytes, so maybe we're still going to run into problems. I feel like let's just be sure and... Ah, okay, so this will create a quantization. We don't want to do that. We just want to download that directly. Let's just get this quantized version as well we had before. Put that into the downloader as well. Then we have a couple of different ones we can try out. halfway on that one. And then let's just bring up Claude here and say we still see the problems with checking. Oh, wait. It actually answered. It's just super slow. That explains a lot. Okay, it does work. Nice. So we're making progress here, folks. Local model is now answering when we're setting it up in the systems part. So I think that's really good. Now the next thing we need is to get a smaller model so we can actually test out the whole flow. So let's see, we should be close to being done. Almost there with a smaller model. And actually I think we probably will go for the smallest one here. We just want some stuff to work now, and then we can come up with excuses for buying hardware afterwards. So while we're doing this, I want to see if the new build actually fixed my linear issue. So if you might recall from yesterday, one of the issues that I saw was that we have built out this, let's see, open linear. Yes, we can now filter on the status type and also do search. This is going to be a lot better to deal with. Okay. Wait, what? That didn't download? Let's try again. Okay, so that's downloading now. And in the meantime, how do we stop serving that other model? Let's see, how do I do that? How do I do that? Unload model, let's do that. Then we load the new model. We copy the name. Let's head back here and just try this out. Oh my goodness, my computer is dying. Oh shoot. No, 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 no. Don't do this. Don't die. Where did my mouse go? Oh, it's over here. Okay, it seems that it's back. Okay, that responded a lot quicker. Okay, it isn't fast, but at least we haven't gotten an error message yet. It can both be good and bad. I think the context might be so big that it's actually super slow. I mean, that was basically what we saw yesterday, right? When we were running the full model, it was pretty slow at getting started, so we had a huge latency. All right, we're going to just leave that for a bit and just let that work. And then in the meantime, let's head back here and figure out what work do we need to kick off today. So this work seems to be finished. We just need to see a single response and we're happy to accept it as finished. We might want to do some UI tweaks, but I think that is for later. So let's just check this out. And get back here and see what else should we do. Okay, this is taking extremely long. We will leave that for a second. I'm just going to quickly pop out and then I will be back. Okay, I think we can conclude that this is either not working or the model is still too slow. So let's stop this and load a smaller model, an even smaller one. So we're going to unload this one again. And maybe we will find, just in addition to the model that we're already downloading, something that's even smaller. Oh my goodness, this is still... Why is that doing that? Okay. Let's see. We might just see if we can find a 2 billion parameter model. So there's a 3.5 here, 2 billion. That should be small enough that it runs on my computer without any issues. Let's check out the files. Okay, so 5 gigabytes. There's a very real chance that this will not exhaust my memory. So let's do this. Let's get this into the downloader. This one is downloading now though. Okay. Just going to add this one for as pending. Wait, it's back on 0? How did that happen? I mean, screw this. We've tried to download this one now 3 times. It's not working, so we're just moving on to the next one. Okay, it's down. Let's see. So we need to get this to load now, and then we'll try it out again. Yes, and this one answers quickly, so there is hope, folks. There is hope we will get this to work. And we're going to do one more thing. I'm going to clear the chat here just to get rid of all the, or most of the context. There'll still be a lot of context because our system is adding context, but hopefully this will make it make it so that we have a possibility of getting an answer relatively quickly. Hey, we have local models. But clearly this model is not capable of understanding the system that we have in place here. So I do think it's time to try to do an end-to-end test of this with all local models. Now, brace yourself, this is going to go terribly wrong because we are using such a small model. So I'm just putting the music a bit down. Let's do this. I feel really excited about this. Oh, why is this one still spinning? Oh, I guess that's a bug. Hey there. Are you ready to work?
Yes, I am ready. What would you like to do?
Nice. Could you bring the terminal into focus and then just run a ls command in it so we can see that you know how to operate the system? Okay, we have several issues here. So for one thing, it didn't speak out the sentence. And secondly, it's just inventing stuff that it can do. So clearly it doesn't understand exactly how this system works. Could you tell me why you ran the command that you were running? Also, what model are you? And it seems that we've broken voice synthesis. Oh my god.
There's a problem. I'm running commands that aren't allowed by the system's policy, and I don't know how to actually see what's on screen. I also don't know what model I'm running on. I need to clarify. The system is restricting me from running shell commands because the policy says shell is no allowed. I also don't know what model I'm running on. Let me try using the search provider to find out what model is running on this system. Run WM system, SEARCHSTATUS, you run result. Okay, true. Result.
Okay, who has spelled you? Who built you? Okay, guys, there you have it. We have now a fully local system. Like, the model is garbage, but that's just because I need to buy a new computer. So I'm pretty thrilled about that, actually. So I have a good excuse to go and buy some hardware. We can get the model to run, and it responds. And with the current model, it's clearly not very capable. So we need to find some really small model that's really good at TypeScript and really good at understanding how to use TypeScript. I wonder if such a model exists. I think somebody must have made that. Just one that's focused purely on TypeScript and maybe computer usage. I think that would be optimal. But fully local agentic desktop AI, that's where we are now. Let's shut this down. I think we can call this ticket closed. And then we'll jump back in here. Let's just be sure that we're still using codecs here. Yes, okay, cool. Nice. Okay, so I believe that the work is done. Could you ask Dalia what else needs to be done? If nothing else, make her create a merge request and then wait for the CI to pass and get that in.
I'll identify the RFC agent, then have her finish any remaining work and deliver it through a green merge request. Elm is not running in this workspace, so I'll switch to the RFC workspace.
I asked you to ask Dalia, not Elm. Dalia.
I'll correct that and send the delivery request to Dalia specifically. You're right. I mixed up the WORKST RE at MS. I'll switch to Dalia's local model workspace and ask her to finish 347. I've now asked Dalia in the correct 347 workspace to finish the local model implementation. Verify OMLX end-to-end, deliver it through green CI. Merge it and close the linear ticket when justified.
All right, we need to get on with the next thing. So could you look at the linear and tell me what is the next thing that you think we should be working on? So I think we have a backlog with quite a few things. And also, could you create a task for fixing the voice system? So what happens is that when you've talked long enough, the voice system just stops working. I don't know why. We need to collect logs and figure out why that happens.
I'll add the voice session failure ticket, then review the backlog for the best next item. I'm reviewing the created ticket and backlog results now. I created 348. Voice session stops working after extended use. It covers privacy, safe LIFEC, YCLE diagnostics, reproducing the long session failure, identifying whether capture, transport model playback, or state management failed, bounded reconnection, and a soak test. My recommendation is 1. Finish 347 first, because Dalia is already actively delivering local model support. That directly addresses the provider outages disrupting these sessions. 2. Take 348 next.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Could you maybe just write this down in a quick Markdown document and open that using our Markdown editor, or rather Markdown viewer?
I'll write the backlog recommendation to a short Markdown file and open it in the Markdown viewer. Please approve the file, write permission. Once approved, I'll open the recommendation directly in the Markdown viewer.
I've approved.
I'll confirm the Markdown document opened and process the new agent updates. The recommendation opened successfully in the Markdown viewer. I'll clear these updates and preserve the important delivery statuses. The recommendation document was created and opened successfully in the Markdown viewer as Next Work Recommendation MD. There were also 3 notable updates.
What workspace did you open this one on? I don't see it anywhere. What workspace did you open the Markdown document on? I don't see it anywhere.
I'll check which workspace the Markdown viewer opened in and whether its window is still present. It was created in the current 347 workspace, but no Markdown window is open now. So I'll reopen it here. The file loaded, but no viewer window was created. So I'll open the Markdown app explicitly and load it there. It is now open in window P13 in the feature/1 347 workspace.
So I think 348 is important, but I don't think it's that important. So usually this first happens after 2 or 3 hours. And at this point, we are usually restarting the desktop much more than this. So let's just wait with that one. Let's put the priority down.
I'll lower 348 to low priority in linear. 348 is now low priority in the backlog.
Okay, so in the document you have created, you have a section 3 where you list 4 items. So 334, 337, 306, and 325. Could you create 4 workspaces, attach each of these tickets to each of the workspaces, spin up a Claude agent in each of the workspaces, and inform them to start working on these items?
I'll create 4 dedicated workspaces. Attach and activate each ticket. Open a Claude agent in each. And start the work. Please approve the workspace creation permission cards.
I've approved.
I'll check how far the 4 workspace setup progressed after approval. The approval created the first workspace only. I'll finish its agent setup and continue with the remaining 3. The remaining workspace and agent setup is still running in the background. I'll report the exact 4 workspaces and agents when it completes.
So it seems that you have added...
I'll confirm the...
It seems that you have added 2 agents to one of the workspaces. And from what I can see, I'm not sure... Is this on purpose or not?
I'll check the 4 workspaces and agent windows to see where duplicates were opened. You're right. That duplicate was accidental from the retry. So I'll close the second one, 330, 4 agent, and keep the original. The duplicate was accidental. I closed Jinko and kept Fern working on one, 330, 4. The other 3 workspaces were not created because the disk filled up during the 330, 7WORKTREE checkout.
Give me a minute and I'm just going to clear up the disk. You're right, that one is actually running out of space. And that's a bit of a problem.
Okay, once you freed some space. Tell me, and I'll resume creating the remaining 3 workspaces and agents.
Hey, FSD driver, how's it going? Oh, wait, I think I actually have an agent running right now, so please ignore that message. I'm just stating random stuff here. How's life? We just got local models to work, and right now we're running out of space, so I can't do anything. Just about to delete a whole bunch of stuff from my hard drive. Okay, let's see, what do we have here? Basal cache, about 1 terabyte. I should really be better at cleaning that up. Let's just throw that out. In fact, it's not even the cache, this is the build artifacts. The cache itself is... Oh, that's Docker containers. Oh my god, we also have a lot of Docker containers. That seems like we could throw away. Where did my cache actually go? It should also be here. It should be somewhat significant. Why do I have a target folder that big? Okay. Anyway, let's see. Ah, here we go. 135 gigabytes of cache. That's quite.
Understood. Let me know when the cleanup is finished. And I'll resume the 3 remaining workspace and agent setups.
So I'm going live from 9 to 10 Central European time every day at this point. So I just got a new client for this week. And while I'm having that client, I need to allocate more time for work. So the streams are substantially shorter, not 4 hours as usual, but just 1 hour, where we are building out a few different things. Today we are trying out, so we've done a few things today. We are doing local models, so we got the whole local setup working and concluded that I need a new laptop or new machine to work on. But then we were also trying to spin up 4 pieces of work running simultaneously. And while we were doing that, I ran out of the disk space, which is what we're solving right now. My next machine is going to have 8 terabytes of space, because this is just unbearable. Okay, there should be a bit more space now, so you should be able to spin up the spaces and do the work that I asked for. Yeah, that's the dream.
I'll resume the 3 remaining workspace setups and start 1 Claude agent in each.
That's the dream, 8 terabyte Mac, but the thing is that the hard drive for Macs is just insanely, ridiculously expensive. Like they charge you your firstborn child for it, basically. It's insane prices. I looked at
Please
the Mac.
approve the workspace creation permission cards
let me...
for the remaining 3 WORKT REES. The setup will continue automatically afterward.
I've approved. But yeah, so these Macs,
I'll process the workspace setup
ridiculously
results
expensive.
and the new agent update. The remaining workspace creation is blocked by a new Mac OS documents folder permission issue, not disk space. I'll clear the completed events and preserve the failure details. The 3 remaining workspaces still were not created. The latest attempt says the 1UP repository path is currently unreadable as a Git repository. because Mac OS has stopped allowing the agent process to read files. Under your Documents folder, Dahlia independently confirmed the same OS level issue. Metadata and writes work, but file reads return operation not permitted. Please grant the host application access under System Settings. Privacy and Security, Files and Folders, Documents folder, or full disk access, and restart the host so the permission takes effect. Dahlia's 1-347 work is safe. 6 commits are committed, and 1 final check button cancellation fix is present but uncommitted. She will finish verification and delivery once access is restored. After the restart, I can resume 1-337, 1-300.
Okay, I've given full disk permission and restarted the app. Please try over again.
I'll retry the 3 remaining workspaces now that disk access is restored. Please approve the workspace creation permission cards again. After approval, the 3 workspaces and agents will continue automatically.
I've approved.
I'll confirm whether all 3 workspaces and agents finished setting up. One 337 is ready with Jinko working. I'll now create and start 1-306 and 1-325 separately. One 325 has a stale WORKT-REE directory from the earlier failed checkout. I'll inspect what succeeded and repair the remaining setup. 1-306 and 1-325 workspaces exist, and Juniper is already on 1-325. I'll start the missing 1-306 agent now. All 4 reliability WORKSTRE MS are now active. Fern on 1-334. Jinko on 1-337. Larch on 1-306. Juniper on 1-325. Each has a dedicated workspace with its linear ticket attached and active.
So it seems that Fern doesn't have an instruction to go by. Is that on purpose?
No, Fern should have the full ticket brief and a start instruction. I'll verify both and resend the instruction if needed. Fern has the role and ticket brief, but the prompt was never submitted into the agent session. The exact bug 1-334 is meant to fix. I'll send the instruction again through agent messaging. No, it wasn't intentional. Fern had the role and ticket attached, but the start prompt had not actually been submitted. I resent the full brief, and Fern now has it and is working.
Okay, so we succeeded with some trouble to get 4 workspaces up running simultaneously, more or less with a single prompt, right? So one spoken prompt created all 4 sessions simultaneously, has spun up a workspace where we have the ticket and we have the agent working on it. We can now swap between these ones. So when we swap between them, we actually get the information that we need. So we have what is the agent working on in that workspace. We have the agent itself. And so within one workspace, we actually have this nice confined piece of work that we are doing where we can keep an overview of everything and make sure that we have all the artifacts available. So this is a real step in the right direction. We need to create a linear ticket. So the ticket overlay that we have in each workspace is not behaving the way that we want it to. So first of all, it's going outside of the canvas, which it shouldn't be allowed to do. And secondly, it's not always moving around exactly the way that we want it to. So when we are making the canvas bigger or smaller, it should follow the canvas the same as the windows are doing, and it doesn't do that. Would you create a linear ticket for that?
I'll create a linear ticket for the workspace overlay bounds and resize behavior. I created one 340, 9. Keep workspace overlay inside the canvas and synchronized with canvas resizing. It's in the linear backlog.
All right, guys, we are coming to the end of this live stream, but I feel like we've made some real progress here. Local models are running. Doesn't run very well on my Mac yet. We will get to that point. We need to do some optimization on that. We have spun up four sessions simultaneously that are now running and fixing things. So it feels like at this point, we're going to have a lot of progress very fast. All we need to do is manage our tickets. We get the tickets right onto the workspace. So it's nice and clear for us to get the context. What are we working on when we have to go and talk to the agent? And on top of that, we have tested that our Markdown viewer works. That worked. We got the agent to write up a summary of what we should be doing next and just display it on screen, which is exactly the thing we want to be able to do so that we can do everything hands-free. The next thing that we should do now is more polish, get this closer to production. We have about 19 days. I actually don't remember how long I've left to ship this app. But it's not that long. It's maybe 15 days. Let's see, ship or... Oh my goodness, I need to log into this thing. Let me just bring that up here. Okay, I can't see that right now. So somehow I don't get the mail for logging in. But regardless, like we have somewhere between 15 and 19 days to actually finish this thing. And this is... I feel very hopeful that we do this. This is a way bigger project than the first one we did. But the thing is... Oh, right. Okay, here we go. I got it. We have about 20 days and 38 minutes. I think we're well on our way to shipping this and getting a really great product out there. We have the possibility of taking payments, so if anybody is interested in getting in early, you can go and request getting access to this system. And we have all of the mechanisms in place for shipping, so I feel really confident that we will be shipping this and it'll be working pretty well. But for now, we are going to stop for today. The agents are going to address the 4 tickets that we gave them, and then we'll check back in tomorrow to see where we are with everything and get on with getting the work done. So until tomorrow, take care and see you in the next live stream.